If you shop on Amazon, you should use this tool. It's a browser extension that automatically compares
Boy. What's going on, everybody? Let me make sure the stream looks nice. Hope y'all can hear me. The 5 people are probably in this stream. So we're gonna be going over the Shira situation, or Shiryasha, as some probably know him. And it's, God, this is this sucks, to be honest. Like, this is actual garbage. So we're gonna go over. So basically, we're gonna go over the actual situation. We're gonna go over the response, and we're gonna go over a few questions that I have about the situation in general. And there's quite a few, so buckle up. It's gonna be a harsh stream. Also, disclaimer: please do not harass anyone I talk about in this stream. Please don't. I'm trying to, have y'all do that. That's like the opposite of what I want you guys to do. If anything, just spread positivity instead. So anyone talk about the stream, please don't go harass them. It's in the description as well. Don't harass anybody that talk about in the stream. On top of that, disclaimer: I will be talking about some sensitive topics as well. I'm gonna try my best to, like make sure that I do it the best I can with it, right? But I will be talking about some pretty serious topics in this stream, so hope y'all are ready for that. But if you're not, then you can just click off. That's fine. Alright, so going on to the actual situation. Yesterday, I think this is either the wife or husband, I have no idea, but the SO, or significant other, of or the ex significant other of Shirasha, tweeted out the entire situation with screenshots as well. So we're going to be reading the entire thing, and then we're going to be reading the response that's happened on here as well, and a few questions that I have as well to this. So it says, my ex-husband Shirasha has been through enough agony and anguish over the past 2 years. He was suffering from brain tumors and had to go through multiple surgeries to get them out. He did so much for the community and tried to help people in need. People treated him ill and harassed him in multiple ways, calling him countless times, stalking his socials, or spamming his messenger with hateful speech. All this led to chronic depression and PTSD, while also near surgeries or going to view him health in Nashville. Harassment got to a point where he tried to end his life on multiple occasions. He joined the community of Vanguard Zero because he loved the game, and it was a way for him to escape the agony of surgeries. There's a breaking point for every human, but people kept on pushing him. On February 19th, there was a post regarding Shiro, which he was supposedly giving bribe to an opposing team. The tournament he sponsored, Wolf the Legend, being a Sly Fox, told the captain to post the screenshots, and Wolf personally wrote the paragraph exposing Shiro. He locked the neutral chat so that Shiro could not defend himself. Few members of Shiro's team sent all the screenshots, which explained the whole situation that went down, but Wolf denied posting them, as created a false image of portraying Shiro as wrong. Shiro was out for 2 neurosurgeries that day and highly medicated. He made it clear when he came to his team server. The Derpachu knew about this. Shiro, while being high on dosage medications, jokingly told Derp to drop his team. Derp knew Shiro's condition and threw an offer. Oh my god. Shiro accepted it for his team while being medicated and offered to pay them so that they may forfeit. When the other team did not get paid, they went to Wolf the Legend, and he personally wrote the sweet paragraph, stating Shiro offered to bribe him personally as well. Shiro kept begging Wolf to show screenshots in Captain's chat, but this bastard ignored him, removed him from the chat, did not give Shiro to defend himself and make accusations. This led to a few individuals to harass Shiro throughout the night, some even calling him. I guess they're calling him on Discord, but even that in itself is just ridiculous. Good. Oh my god. Shiro has been through enough. Close friends of him know and how much agony he had been in. He even had to take action against financial losses where they wouldn't pay PayPal for his accounts. Despite all this, some people harassed him, going to multiple servers and telling him to die. That's just disgusting. That's actually disgusting. Like, my god. People took advantage of him after surgeries when he was medicated, despite knowing he is not sound enough to make decisions while it's undergoing treatment at VUMC Health. People failed to understand the chain of surgeries. I have a few questions about something that pertains to that, but we'll continue reading and then we'll get to that later. Due to the actions of Wolf the Legend, Derpachu, and a few others, Shiro tried to end his life this morning on 20th of February, and cops got to him too late. He is on life support in a medically induced coma. God, I do not want to. I legit don't talking about this. This is like. We're just gonna continue. He might not be able to live through this, and I hope all the people involved are happy to push a person to this point where he is so exhausted that they are willing to attempt suicide multiple times. I do not have the strength to remove him from the life support. Thinking back, and all he received was agony in a community where he tried to make it better. Throughout the last 2 years, he wanted to end his life multiple times due to exhaustion, but people did not care for human lives online. I understand he was just a person on the other side of the screen, but to many of us, he was more than that. I'm in a dilemma, and I have been given a choice whether to move from life support or not. I did not possess the strength to remove him off life support, but it has been a long and tired road for him. Thank you so much, Wolf Legend, Derp, and the rest of the director of suicide. I hope you all are happy to enjoy your pathetic lives and got some joy out of this. And she posted screenshots. The first one says, I had no pleasure in any. So this is the Derpachu saying this. I don't know any of that, but whatever I say doesn't justify my actions. Wolf wrote the statement for me and just said that add screenshots. So Necros went to Wolf, but at the end of the day, I went to message him, so I'm to blame. I must accept that. Neck and Fire made me confess to Wolf. They asked if they had. I do have a doubt about it, and then brought up to drop. Okay, etc. Stuff. Okay. Okay. Then we have someone named Jamie Hart's supposed to be. This is one of the people. And then we have Yo Boy Parade, which I'm guessing is one of the harassers. That's me, homie. Keep telling yourself what you want. Fuck, I'm more fraud. Blocking out off the basis that everything you said was utter bollocks, and I said everything to be sell you kind of okay. So that's just him just being disgusting. All right. And then we have Wolf the Legend's announcement. It has been brought to my attention that the integrity of CB has been soiled. I'm being proactive in sorting things out, investigating. It does sadden me to hear Bryce played a part in the last season. It was offered by Shiro, who has been a sponsor for 3 seasons now. I'm locking all channels up to team in Captain's Lounge in anticipation of chaos. I'll field questions in those places. DM or ping me if you have any. I'll also say this: in my own experiences of interacting with Shiro, I have been offered bribes that will later be passed off as jokes for various things that would offer his team advantages in CB. I turned them all down for the record. I am not aware if anyone in OG is aware of his practices, so don't blame them. Don't blame all of them. If you have any information or have been offered bribes as well, now would be the time to step forward. You can name me for privacy. Okay. Let's see here. I think there's supposed to be more here, unless I missed something. Did I miss something? Or did I just speed read it? Hero, he locked in virtual chat. Okay, I think I did miss a few things. Harassment gone to the point. Tried inside multiple times. Because looking at Jorginho is breaking him, but just like kept pushing him. On February 19th, there was a post card in Shiro in which he was supposedly giving bribe to an opposing team in the tournament. He sponsored Wolf the Legend, being Sly Fox. He told its captain, screenshots, first she wrote paragraphs exposing Shiro. He blocked the neutral chat so Shiro cannot defend himself. That's mental. I guess that goes into one of my questions. How are you going to accuse someone of bribing an attorney, and then, like, how are you going to accuse someone of bribing an attorney, and then not even contact him afterwards? Like, if you're going to accuse someone of something like that, wouldn't you, like, I don't know, like, talk to the person who's being accused, or ask for the side of the story? Because based on the response we're about to read, I don't think he did any of that, but that's probably the way to more responsibly after we're done reading, obviously. This created a false image of portraying Shiro was wrong. Shiro was after 2 nurseries that day and was highly medicated. He made it clear when he came to his team server. The Derp knew about this. Shiro will be high on different medications. Jokingly told Derp to drop his team. Derp knew Shiro's condition through an offer. Shiro accepted it for his team while being medicated, offered to pay them so they'll may forfeit. Then the other team did not get paid. They went to Wolf the Legend and he personally wrote them sweet paragraphs saying Shiro was offered him bribe as well. Shiro kept on begging with the show screenshots in Captain's chat, but his batch ignored him. Removing him from the chat did not give him Shiro to defend himself and made announcements. This led to the few individuals to harass Shiro that denied some even calling him. Okay. People took advantage of him after surgeries. He was medicated despite knowing he is not sound enough. Injections while undergoing treatment at VM's Health. People failed to understand the strains of surgeries. Shiro has been through enough. Close friends. God. Due to the actions of Wolf the Legend and Derpatry and a few others, Shiro tried to end his life in the morning of 20th February, and cops got to him too late. He's in life support medically induced coma. Okay, so basically to sum up what happened, many people know that Shiro sued the glitch for the glitch and freezing his account. Shiro used to pay all prize winners on time, but people harass him for delaying prizes. Humans are amazing. I promised him that I will sort all backlog prizes and continue to sponsor events. Even towards the end, all he wanted was for the community to thrive and help him. Other people involved were happy to do this to a human being. Please suppress in this game spread love. So, for this one, right? So basically, long story short, he wasn't in his right mind when he made the bribe. He made a bribe to opposing team to drop the clan battle tourney, and they agreed to it. Now, a few questions I have for this, right? I have it down here if I can just find it. So one of the things here is that it says Derpachun knew about his condition, right? Which, if that was the case, it makes it a whole lot worse. It says, yeah, Derpachun knew about this. Shiro being behind Dustin medication joking to Derp to drop the team. Derp knew his condition through an offer. So I guess that was never talked about in the announcement thing, which, great job on information, bro. Then it says, so one of my questions was that why didn't Wolf not dig deeper into the situation? Like, why didn't he, talk to people individually? It says in his response that he tried to, but apparently he did not, because there's some important facts of this case in his announcements that just were left out, i.e. Shiro's whole mental issue and surgery. That's another thing. My next question was if Wolf talked to Shiro about the whole thing as well, because, well, to be honest, right, I think I'll go over this after read his response, because, to be fair, his response is pretty trash, not gonna lie, but we'll still go over it to give him a chance. Wolf, my side, let's start with the introduction. A lot of you don't know me, but due to recent events, you hate or are disgusted with me. I am Wolf. I started as a participant in gaming communities and competitive player. I later transitioned to creating content and hosting a hosting community. I'm just gonna click on his thing here. God, see, he didn't put it in the threads. I gotta anyway, virtual hosting, hosting community events for virtual TCG clients. Vanguard Zero being one I put the most time and resources into. I started building my thoughts of the Vanguard community around the community and small individual tournaments. I went on to create a team-based tournament called Clan Battles. It started gaining success and reaching new heights each season. There have been 5 seasons so far, and in Season 3, Shiro approached me and offered to sponsor Season 3, and he will extend the same offer to Season 4 and 5. Clan Battles is a pay-to-enter league. So this is another thing that I had, right? I was told that, well, after reading some of the responses by some of the people in the community, I read that it wasn't pay to win, it was a free entry into his tourney. So, again, that's just a question I had for this. $15 per team with 100% going to the winner and second place. Last 2 seasons were third place as well. Sure offered to match whatever the total prize pool of entry fees were. That was the extent of our relationship. Okay, so by saying this, right, you guys were business partners, not friends. Is that what you're getting at here? Because he was just basically a business partner then. Okay. A few days ago at this point, a few months after the conclusion of Season 5 of Clan Battles, I was approached and asked if they could share with me an issue. The issue was that they and their team had an argument to throw a CB match for $400. This agreement was made with Shiro. See, this is the question I have, right? Did you know about Shiro's mental state when he made that bribe? That's my question. Because if you did know, right, about his mental state, based on your announcements that we just read, that is blatant slander. You slandered him now. If you didn't know about his mental state at the time, right, then you made you're dumb. That's as simple as you're just dumb. Because you could have easily asked Shiro, right, when this happened, about further detail in the situation. Which, when we read further, you just ask the team, which is weird. I asked for proof and they provided it, and okay, where's the proof? Where's the screenshots? Or do you not want to leak DMs? Which, at that case, I don't know. I mean, if you didn't want to leak DMs, you can just easily just ask, like the other account did. Anyway, I was then invited into their team's mod chat to discuss the details. They provided more screenshots and context. Again, were the screenshots. I asked if they were comfortable going public with this situation, and they were all in agreement. Who? See, I understand you want to leave names out to not occur harassment, which is fair, but we'd like to know like who. Are all in agreement. Going public situation. Okay, we're also agreed for music and the leader of the team to be only ones publicly involved, as we knew that there would be a follow-up potential harassment that would befall us and anyone involved. Well, the harassment got so bad that someone's now on life support, so mission not accomplished. So I told the leader he can post in my Discord general chat the accusation and provide the proof. Okay, so you're being elusive now. Who's the leader? Was it Shiro or someone else? That's really elusive. Like, accusation provide the proof. He said he was better at writing statements, so I had to write it for him. Only good to write the facts, my thoughts at the end. Only going to write the facts, my thoughts at the end. Well, based on what you wrote your thoughts and the facts. So he also posted that screenshots as he posted that and screenshots as proof. Again, we don't know what the screenshots are. By the way, if you guys don't know, Tai Sensei Sama or Tai Smith, as you know from Facebook, he's also going to be making a video or stream about this, which I'm sure he'll elaborate on a lot of the holes and inconsistencies in the response and also in the situation. Honestly, I'm just here to let you guys know what happened and going over the situation and response and also some of the questions that I have about it as well, which I'm sure Tai will address. Or if he won't, then I probably will at some point. In the screenshots, you can see both sides make jokes offers about receiving, giving money to throw the match. The screenshots also showed the conversation went into DMs and the offer became serious. They agreed upon $400 in exchange for PayPal information, and Shiro told them when. Okay, hold on, let me check something real quick. Make sure everything's cozy. Okay, good. Alright. It'd be really upsetting if my mic wasn't on the entire time. When the screenshots, you can see both sides from the officers showing and told them when. They could split the money. After all, this was posted. I logged all up but the captain's chat, where both injuries along with all the team's captains had access. It is in the chat where I heard the other side of the story and saw additional screenshots. Okay, so here's the thing though, right? This is where you're either lying or the other person's lying. It's either or. Because in the previous thread, right, we were told by the ex-SO that Shiro was not given a platform to defend himself. He was not given a platform to explain his side. He was not given any time to explain what happened. But you're saying, right, that you said you're saying that let's see if I can find here. After all this posted, I locked. So you're saying that after all this was posted, I locked all but the captain's chat, where both individuals, along with all the team's captains, had access, and it was in the chat where I heard the other side of the story and saw additional screenshots. Okay, so here's the next question, right? Did Shiro have access to this captain's chat? Did he? Did he not? Because that'll depend on whether he was given a platform or chance to at least explain his side of the story. Which, I don't know how he was supposed to do that, because he was medicated. So it now goes back to this. Did you know he was medicated or not? It's as simple as that. Which you don't even address in your response. You just talk about how the situation played out. Like, there are so many things that you could have addressed in your response. All you talked about was how the situation was and how you gave each team a chance to explain their side. What about Shiro? Shiro's the main person about the situation. You're saying here that he was given access to the captain's chat, and no one's saying he didn't. So either you're lying or the other person's lying. It's simple. My final conclusion was both sides were at fault / guilty, and this was the punishment. Leader of the teams were banned from participating in future CB tournaments. Anyone directly involved in this agreement was banned from participating in future clan battle tournaments. Both teams and affiliated teams sharing all names and captained both individuals were dissolved and banned from participation. People on those teams not involved are free to participate, but it would just have to be with different team name or different team entirely. With that, I acted on the punishments and the situation was cleared, was deemed resolved. Nah, that's not a resolved situation. Like, oh my god. When the situation came up, right, now, to be fair, I'm going to say it right now, right, I don't know Shiryasha. I don't know Wolf. I don't know these people that well. The only correlation me and these two people have is that we all play Vanguard Zero. That's about it. Like, I got this off of even... Like, honestly, I wouldn't have known about this if 50 Cards didn't tweet about it. That's how it is right now. But after reading this, right, just so many questions left unanswered. And people of those teams were not involved or free to participate, but it just had to be with different teams, different teams. The thing is that he deemed the situation resolved, but there were so many things you could have done more, dude. That's probably what I'm trying to say. You could have done a lot more in the situation, but you didn't, and that's dumb. And because you didn't do your due diligence, right? Someone is now on life support because of all the harassment they received. Like, did you even talk to Shira about this? But you say you only talked to both teams and the individuals, but they're saying in their other response that he was given no chance to defend himself. And the thing is, I'm tending to believe Shira more than you, because at least that I'm gonna call that count Shira. I know this on him, but I'm tending to believe Shira more than you, because at least they provided actual screenshots. Where's your proof? There's nothing here. Anyway. The extent of the excision, people made private mention me about it. Some call for more extreme punishment for one team or the other. What other extreme punishment? What can you possibly do besides kicking many of them? There's nothing else you can do. But what you can talk about? Will you slander them further? Like, I'm not like saying this to like harp on you. I'm just like in general, you know. Some had stories of their own with proof they would elect to remain private for fear of harassment. Others showed their support of mine and also asked to remain anonymous for fear of harassment. To me, the situation was over and I went to bed and spent most of my day out. You could have done more, dude. You legit could have done more. As someone who's leading a server or an organization like this, it's on you to at least do more in a situation like this. Simple as that. I got home and checked Twitter to see the post I am tagged in being listed as one cause of a person who's committed suicide. I see a hate raid in my Discord and going to receive further harassment, cyberbullying. The other person tagged in seeing. So I'm sure you're talking about Derpachu. Now, when it comes to this, right, I don't want people harassing anybody. If you were harassed or cyberbullied in this, that's really unfortunate. Sorry that happened to you. But I completely understand why people would be pissed off, right? Someone's on fucking life support, bro. You expect people to not be upset about this? This is legit ridiculous. Like, a lot of people tired and bruised the same. My overall thoughts as the situation came to my attention that sullied the integrity of CB. I feel I took the right steps in listening to them, the team who came forward with the accusations. They did wrong. And they agreed to the bribe and made a mistake. Okay, so here's the thing though, right? The question pops up again. There's two questions, right? Did you talk to Zero, right, one-on-one about this? Because that's the main thing now. Did you talk to him about this? And then two, right, did you know about Shiro's mental condition when this was happening? If you say yes to both of these, then you're done. Like, there's no defending at this point. You're finished. Because now this is just blatant slander. This is blatant slander, and now because of your unwanted your actions, right? He's now on life support. However, if you say no to both of these, right? You're in a much better position in this. You're not great, but at least you're not deemed guilty like that. So. My overall thoughts of the situation came to my attention that solid the integrity of CB. I feel like the rest of the team who came forward in situation they did wrong and made a mistake. They did right in owning up to stepping forward and despite knowing that this hate and harassing they would receive. I wrote the statement for them because I was aware of this sympathetic for what was about to occur, although I never figured out how to get this how it would get to this from that. I don't know, cause right now, all you're doing is saying you talked to the team, and then the team decided. You didn't say anything about you talking to Shiro. Did anyone talk to Shiro about this? Like, seriously, who talked to Shiro about this? I wrote the statement for them because I was worried and sympathetic for what was about to occur, although I never figured out what would happen from that. I also wrote it purely based on the conversation that I had and did not and adding my own perspective. Kind of did. You kind of did. Because we'll go back to what's left of your announcement. Because you kind of did write your own perspective. I did write in hearing the other side out and seeing what proof against or what they did say to themselves. I messed up in not letting them post their side publicly. Okay, so you saw the proof, right, of what they said against themselves. So by that definition, right, the right side of seeing what proof against or what they said had to say for themselves. Okay, so I again asked the question if you knew about Shiro's mental state or not. Because if you did know about his mental state, right, you've fucked it. you've literally fucked it. Like, this whole situation is now falling on you because with knowing you basically made a rash decision over someone who's not mentally all there. But if you didn't know, right, then that leads to further questioning. So I messed up in not letting them post about the situation publicly. That would be the only thing I'll do differently. I stand by the results, however, because both agreed to the bribe and executed the actions for throwing. Those are the facts. No. That's fucked. That's fucked. Nah. I stand by the results for Howard because both sides agreed to bribe and execute the execution of throwing. No. The fact here is that Shiro, right, who was highly medicated at the time after going through surgery, did a bribe as a joke, was not mentally all there, and went through with the bribe. And unless you guys didn't know about his own mental state, right, you guys have nothing to stand on. Oh my god. The results could have been a lot better. The results could have been heavily better, right? If y'all just, I don't know, talk to Shiro. It's not hard. According to you guys are business partners, so you guys have contact. Talk to him. For fuck's sake. Anyway, moving on. I'll leave my personal experiences and thoughts of Shiro out of respect and to avoid anyone who would support me publicly to go into harass him or his camp. And I also don't want to participate in harassment. I left the names of the other team out because they are already being harassed and going through tough time. As a plus, they were already named on the other's tweet. I am sorry that the community is in a state of having to pick sides, and some people fear being harassed or are getting harassed. For anyone who has interacted with me personally, I hope my character speaks for itself. Unfortunately, dude, I don't know who you are really. So you could be the nicest guy on the internet, but based on what's happening, I don't know if that's the case. I did my best sticking to just the situation, providing the necessary context. You didn't nowhere here did you talk about Shio's mental state. Nowhere here. So it's not full context. What are you talking about? God. Hopefully this helps. No matter which side you fall on, don't harass or bully anyone. I think that's the one thing we'll agree on. No matter what side you fall on, whether you're on his side or on Shiro's side, please do not harass anybody. Please. Anyway. So moving on to some of the screenshots, I think we missed a few. I've been through my attention that Terraria has been soiled. I am being proactive in sorting things out and investigating. It does sadden me to hear Bryce played part in this last season and was offered by Shiro, who has been sponsored for 3 seasons now. I'm blocking all channels except Team and Captain Lounge in anticipation of chaos. I'll field questions in those places and DM ping me if you have any. I'll also say this. In my own experiences of interacting with Shiro, I have been offered bribes that will be related passed off as jokes for various things that would offer this team advantages in CB. I turned them all down. For the record, I am not aware of anyone in the OG, and OG is aware of his practices, so don't blame that. So don't blame all of them. If you have any information or have been offered bribes as well, now would be the time to step forward. You can DM me for privacy. Okay. says here, after finding out all I can about a specific bribery situation between Shiro and DO4, that's not true. Because if you found out all you can, you will know that Shiro wasn't as rested in mind when he made those deals. So you didn't have found all you could. You could have found out more. Oh my god. How about a specific bribery situation between Shiro and DO4? This was what I have determined. It was presented as a joke by DO4 and further joked from DO4 members of OG. And DMs escalated from joke to serious, and a deal was brokered. Both sides agreed to it, despite excuses or what's too sorry it happened. What excuses? What do you mean excuses? Oh, who's sorry it happened? No. I'd like to know, what were the excuse? Was his mental state an excuse? Is that what you see it as? I'd like to know, what were the excuses that was given to you? God, this is some right BS right here, bro. Anyway. The punishment I can give based solely on the evidence given in admission of guilt is this. AL4/DO4 names and affiliate teams are banned from the future participation in CB tournament. Specific individuals from DO4 or DERP, FARA, Necros, and Cyber. All OG team names and affiliate teams are banned from future participation in CB tournaments. Individuals banned from OG Shiro. The roles and channels of all teams have been stripped and removed or will be soon. Members who are not banned are technically free to team up or form a new team with a new team name for future seasons. As far as I know, the deal was brokered by the above names. Unfortunately, since leaders of the teams have multiple entries under the same name banner are involved, they do lose that team name. I apologize that the integrity of CB was sullied, and I will work to build it back and take fucking fine. And tag blah blah. Here we go. CB will no longer be aligned with Shiro as a sponsor. During this time, there will be multiple reports. During this time, there were multiple reports that received bribes, but when they were being passed off as jokes, the above situation went public. Other situations prefer to be left anonymous for now. Hold on, my Bible too. Okay. I thought I heard a knocking or something. Alright, we'll continue. Joke bribe scenarios as an actual tactic and not a joke. Shiro was... Sorry. The above situation showed often taken a joke offer and the deal could have been brokered. So I have to view these as joke bribe scenarios as an actual tactic and not a joke. Okay, so what do you mean? What do you... So this tells me, right? So I have to view these joke bribe scenarios as an actual tactic and not a joke. So that tells me you didn't know about Shiro's mental health, right? Because if you did know, this makes you look far worse than what you actually are. Like, this makes you look really, really bad, because with the knowledge that you knew about Shiro, let's say hypothetically, the knowledge that you knew about Shiro's mental health, right, saying that this was an actual tactic and not a joke, makes it seem that you just threw it off the wayside and saying, no, he's just doing this to get ahead. Why? Based on the multiple responses to this, right, Shiro apparently gave a lot to this community, right? He gave money to this community, he helped build tournaments, he helped build your tournament apparently, and he's done a lot. Why would he ruin that with bribes? Why would he do that? If that's the case, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you help make a cream? Because there was a lot of people who said that he really helped the community, right? And apparently, according to his bio, he's funding the largest Vanguard Zero tournament. So why would he destroy all that for bribes? That makes no sense. There's no correlation here, you know. Shiro has evidence and perceived power too much to casually throw and run bribes, and even if they were jokes. I apologize for his actions and not taking action sooner myself when I was faced with the same joke, bribes, and pressure to accommodate him. Okay, here's where the question gets really serious, right? I've been asking the same question over and over again, right? And this is it. Did you know about Shiro's mental health? Because now, if you say yes to that question, you're now even more in the shit, because you basically made it to where he's just doing bribes and he's doing it just to get ahead. This is blatant slander. This is actual slander right here. For full transparency, there is a planning committee in place for season 6. I'll introduce them at their time so they can be a main focus. There will be changes and precautions taken to avoid situations like as well as to be better overall. Okay. Then we have the actual screenshot here. It says, Wolfie, if you get into OG Ball, Jackie and I have to make a price of 1,500 all on luck now, lol. I'll make it 2,000. I'm sorry. Just make it 1,500. We were joking. 13 is unlucky for me. I really appreciate the support. I'm sorry sorting ended up that way. Okay. Alright, hold on. So by this text, right? So you did talk to, okay. So you did talk to Shiro. Based on this, Wolfie, if you read no OG Ball, Jack and I. Okay, so this is the proof that you put in that he was joking about a bribe, right? This doesn't prove that you talked to him about the situation, or if you were talking to him about anything else pertaining to this. It's just him joking about bribing fraternity, which just happened around by the date in say, what was this, October? Yeah. So now, the next question I have, right? I mean, no ill will when I say this, right? I'm sure if I read further, it'll say, I'd like to know if he was like under surgery during this time. If he was, then this makes this completely irrelevant, or at least it doesn't make it look as bad, or if anything at all. So. Got the next one. How much willing to pay to drop Cyber are at right now? He really likes when people say it's trash, but for my team, deal 4, they want a cut, and they will drop his ass right now. I $1 plus hand job. Nah, don't play anything, Shiro. It's a mess. Okay. Wait a minute. How much willing to pay to drop Cyber right now? Wait. Why are you coercing it? So it was also you asking for how much you would pay to drop something off his team. So you suck, bro. Legit. Why are you coercing it, dude? That's just garbage. My God. So going over what happened and going over the response, I wrote down a few notes, on my notepad, and I wanted to know what some of the stuff here. Apparently Shiro was stressed tonight, with death threats, people following around in Discord. PayPal lawsuit. Apparently he was harassed because he didn't pay out fast enough because of the lawsuit on PayPal, because they froze his account over a glitch. Apparently he was taken advantage of during surgery or recovery. Let's see. Was an issue. So another one I wrote down was that he talked with the team and not with the accused himself. And that screenshot he showed, right, was just him talking about the jokingly of the bribe thing, not about the actual situation. Because if they were talking about the situation, it'd be a different type of text, but it's not there. And he didn't show any type of screenshots in his response at all anyway, so. Not the accused, agreed to the team leader and him being public. Again, we don't know who the team leader is, so we don't know about that. Again, you didn't post any screenshots of text. Also, if you wanted to block with the names, it's not hard just to etch it out and in your response. Legit, I'm sure there's a tool there. I think people have done it before on Discord. We can just take a little pen and just scrape out their name so people don't see it. It's not difficult. So, did you know? Another question is if you knew Sarah's condition or not. Which, if he did, he's fucked. Simple as that. If he did, he's fucked. If he didn't, then he has a slight bit of leeway, and that's a little bit. Didn't lock the chat proof. Okay. Also, right. Did he not let Shiro into the chat? Because in the other response, right, he said, Shiro kept begging Wolf to show screenshots in Captain's chat, but this is the message ignored him. and removed him from the chat, did not give Shiro to defer to himself and made accounts. In your response, you didn't cover anything about this part. That was not necessarily calling him. You didn't say if you ignored him or not. You didn't say if you removed him from the chat. You didn't say anything about not giving Shiro time to defend himself. You said nothing about it. All you did was you talked to the team, you came to that conclusion, and then banning everybody. That's what you did. So you didn't even address anything about this part at all. We're told about Shiro's harassment. Unfortunately, harassment. Apparently, they didn't go through harassment as well. Again, for the 5th time, please do not harass anyone I talk about on this stream. Please. Bribes is a tactic. So you saying bribe is a tactic, right? And you saying that he did this, right, to get ahead. That's slander. You've slandered him now. So if anyone sees this, right, without knowing the full context of the case, they're gonna think that Shiro, right, is just gonna bribe his way to wins. He's not gonna care about the tournament. This is blatant slander, and it makes it worse if you knew about his condition. I don't know why you put that in your announcement thing. I don't know why. Anyway, Shiro's statement is nowhere to be found. Yeah, when you look at the response and text, whatnot, you see that Shiro's statement to the situation that's supposed to be there just isn't there. So that makes me believe further that you didn't give him a chance to defend himself either. Keep going through here. Apparently, according to Shiro, the person on the account, Derp knew about the situation. So basically, Derp, if you knew about the situation, which according to the person you did, right, and you still coerced it, you're fucking scum, dude. I hope you know that. You're actual trash. If you knew that this was going, if you knew that Shiro was going through this mental state, right, at the time, then you're actual garbage. Simple as that, honestly. Did not defend some members of the team, screenshots in context of the situation. Wolf denied. So again, another question, right, is that according to Shirasha, right, Shiro was up that day and he made it clear. So she knew about this and Shiro was okay. He locked the neutral chat. So he locked the neutral chat so that Shiro cannot defend himself. A few members of Shiro's team sent all the screenshots explaining this whole situation that went down, but Wolf denied to post them. This created the false image which portrayed Shiro was wrong. Okay, so this is the next question, right? Why did you deny, or if you did deny, those screenshots that Shiro's team posted to you? That's the next question. There's so many things that you have to answer for, dude. And it's getting more and more and more not in your favor. Random team supposed to regard Shiro, supposedly going to bribe. So basically, right, it's come down to this, right? The accusation is that Shiro was bribing people as jokes, right, multiple times, and one bribe got through. And this one bribe that was happening, right, was when he was highly medicated and on his mind, and unfortunately, the bribe it passed. Now, the multiple questions here that you didn't even respond to in your response, right, was one, did you not let Shiro have a platform to defend himself? 2, did members so Wolf denied post them created a false image. Did you not let Shiro post his own statement? 3, right? Did you talk to Shiro one-on-one? Did you call him? Did you do anything with Shiro, right? When she was going down before you made a decision? And 4, right, which is probably one of the biggest ones, right? Did you know about Shiro's condition when this happened? Because if you didn't know, right, then at least you have some minuscule leg to stand on. If you didn't know, you're fucked, right? You're legit fucked. There's no defense. There's no response. None of it. You've literally fucked someone over, in the worst way possible. Shiro, while being in high doses of medication, directly told Derp to drop his team. Derp knew she was going to didn't offer. Okay, now for Derpachu, right? You knew his so basically, right? With this being the case, and with the screenshot proven, right? Not this one, sorry. Click out of this. With the screenshot given, right? Which is this, right? You're legit just guilty now. There's proof of what you did, and according to her, you knew about the situation. So you're just Derpachu, you're guilty. Next. Anyway, Derpachu says Wolf the Legend being Sly Fox to the captain post screenshots and exposing Shiro. So okay, so this to me, right, proves that the captain isn't Shiro, because he told the captain to post screenshots and Wolf personally wrote the paragraphs posing Shiro. So Shiro isn't the captain based on this sentence. Harassment got to the point where you tried to end his life multiple occasions. Fuck's sake, man. This is some dumb shit. But yeah, that's basically the entire situation. I'm sure Ty is gonna stream or record a video about this, and maybe some of my questions will be answered. Again, these are basically the top 4. 1, did you talk to Shiro before you made a decision? 2, just give Shiro a power to defend himself. 3, right? Why didn't you let Shiro post his own statement? And 4, did you know about Shiro's condition? That's the biggest one. That's the key question. Did you know about Shiro's condition? Because if you did know, then there's no defending you. There's no defending you. If you didn't know, then you have a slight bit of leg to stand on. A little bit. Not even that much, because this is still fucked. You still made a fuck ton of mistakes. But yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say. I didn't want to. Honestly, I thought the next thing I was going to do would be obviously have the new webcam and everything. I was going to do some gameplay content and whatnot, and I was probably going to do something else for Munch because this is a subscribe special. But I feel like people need to know what happened. This shouldn't, because I know throughout the day it's been about the team league matchup thing, which is important in its own right, but I didn't want nobody to know what happened to Shiro. People need to know about this, because this is ridiculous. Something like this should not have happened ever. It legit should not have happened. And there are so many things that personally I don't know, right, that I won't comment on, like the mass harassment that he got, right? Because from what I've seen being on the internet for so long, right, harassment doesn't just happen like that, there has to be somewhere where it's being cullied. So, I don't know about that whole situation as well. But all I wanted to do was make sure that you guys knew what was going on. The response from Wolf, right? Which, to be honest, dude, you could have done a lot better with your response. This response is shit. This response is actual trash. This is legit not even. All you did was explain what your tournament did and what action you took, and you basically didn't do. You didn't do enough, is what I'm trying to say. You did the bare minimum, and the bare minimum now is biting you in the face, biting you in the butt, so to speak. But yeah, again, if you want to, please support Shiro. And right now, he's currently on life support, and he could really use some love. So please send some love to him. Yeah, all I can ask for is that you guys, try to be cordial, please. In this community, because honestly, obviously, right, I love Vanguard. I love Vanguard Zero, and to see this happen legit just breaks my heart. I honestly, I didn't even want to make a stream talking about this during my time as a trying to be a Vanguard YouTuber, but this is ridiculous. This should not even be it should not even have happened in our community, So that's all, folks. Catch y'all later. Deuces.